Okay, hi everyone. Welcome.
Hey,
So if you are joining me, my name is Laura, and I am here with Creative UTO, and really exciting. We've got some really cool things happening. And for those who are not aware of Creative UTO, I'm here with the founder, Michael Bole. So Michael is an artist, a communication specialist. He's an entrepreneur, and he founded Creative UTO. And he's really passionate about helping artists and creative entrepreneurs succeed in making a living through their art and actually making a profit. So let me tune in Michael here. All right. Hi, Michael.
hey, how are you? What's up?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, the first broadcast for Creative
Wow.
Unicorns. So
That's
very
really
excited.
exciting.
Yeah. Excited to have you on board. Very excited to
Yeah.
have you on board. Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like such a great initiative and a really good place to find really cool events and
hmm
professional development for artists. So I'm really excited to be a part of that. So
Yeah.
speaking of the name Creative UTO, how did you come up with the name and why did you choose unicorns?
So basically, the way it is, it's unicorns are like so. Someone like Mark Zuckerberg is considered a unicorn. Elon Musk is considered a unicorn, right? And basically, what they did is they found their passion and they managed to turn that to monetize that into something that is helpful to the community. So
Mhm.
they're called unicorns in the business world. So I took the word unicorns and I added creative to it to focus more on creativity
Mhm.
and creativity. People who are creative who want to take that to creativity to the next level.
Interesting. So, for those of us who are tuning in live, feel free to ask any questions. We're here to answer your questions. But for those who don't know what Creative UTO is, could you tell me a little bit more about Creative UTO?
Yeah, Creative Unicorns of Toronto, basically, the way it's described, it's described as a collaborative, it's a profit share based incubator system, right?
Hmm.
And that helps develop creative entrepreneurs through smarter collaboration. And smarter collaboration, basically, the reason why I ended up choosing that is because what I found in a lot of communities or in a lot of business structures where people are trying to collaborate, there isn't a unified language that keeps everybody on the same page. So that's what smarter collaboration is. It's creative. It's a community coming together and working together to create art and build business.
I love that. It really goes over the saying of building a community over competition, how we as artists can definitely help each other out instead of becoming
Mhm.
competition with each other. So I really love that.
Yeah.
Um, Now, you probably are familiar with the starving artist persona. If
Mhm.
someone is a artist, we usually hear that they're struggling, they're eating beans out of a can, and
Ah,
how does Creative UTO challenge the persona of the starving artist?
well, that's the thing, right? Like, I think, you know, somewhere along the way, we started to live linear. And I think that deep down, every one of us has a passion that we want to follow. However, because we have to live in a 9 to 5 world and we have responsibilities, some of us aren't able to take the leap of faith, right? And so, with that said, there are artists that do take that leap of faith, and some of them become successful, and others don't. There are a lot of artists out there who, including myself, who does business regardless on the side, need to have a system that helps to work with how their art works, how their artistry works, right? And that's what Unicorns of Toronto does. Uh, it takes uh, it takes an artist who on one in it takes an artist who otherwise would have maybe failed in terms of oh, I need to get my art together. I need to sell my art. I need to be around people. It takes that away, like in terms of like it provides that as a solution in the sense that there is a community out there where they can get resources, other people. They can work on their own time. They can work on their own budget, and they can build their art and sell their art to the community. So that's how it challenges that. It's a solution in that space, in the sense that it gives them a system that they can work within to actually sell their art.
Yeah, I think the beautiful thing about the community is that we're gonna find artists who do it full time, which is amazing, and that's what we all strive to do. But
Mm-hmm.
realistically, usually when we're artists and living in an expensive city like Toronto, we have another side gig or another business to help us grow our current art
Exactly.
business. So, with Creative UTO, can you tell me about how people can get involved in the different types of community memberships?
Yeah, definitely. We have like basically we have community memberships on different levels, and it allows to accommodate different budgets and different levels of artistry, right? The most basic community member is you just come in the community, you can hang out and you can do your art, and you can also post it up. But if you want to be more invested, or if you are a more advanced artist, you can get like a much bigger, bigger community membership. So, like for example, from the basic community membership, there is also the exhibitionist community membership. Right, so
Hmm.
that one, it pushes. It's basically what you're ending up buying is a marketing package that pushes you to do more if you are more established. So if you want to do exhibits more, if you want to be able to sell your merchandise, then it is accommodated within that structure. So one thing I want to iterate though is that all the community memberships are designed in such a way that it keeps the community productive, right?
Hmm.
So you start off with the basics, start in the community, and then you become, if you want to be a featured artist, or a cover artist where you have more exposure, then you can get a cover artist membership, and an exhibitionist is a much bigger membership uh, where you get more, like you get a lot more resources basically handed to
Right.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just on your site right now. So
Mhm.
for those who are interested, CreativeUTO.ca, and
Yeah.
then you go your participate and community memberships, and then
Hmm.
you could see the different types of level of artists
Yeah.
and the type of memberships you can get, as well as the benefits and the different benefits that you'll get through each one. And
Hmm.
there's different types of memberships depending on where you're at with your art and how much you could spend.
Yeah.
But it is a really good kind of an incubator space in order to get you up and started.
Yeah, definitely. So it's like we have these community membership, but because we're looking to open an actual physical incubator space, I'm looking to add a lot more types of community membership. Right? These ones are more based towards you getting exposure, but I want to add creation also, and workshops to the community membership. So it's more based on, like, if you want to be more of a creator, if you want to do more
Hmm.
workshops, or if you want to just, yeah. By creator I mean you get your actual physical space in Creative UTO, and that's what a creator account will be.
Okay, yes. So you've been telling me some exciting news about this potential creative incubator space. Do you have a location secured for this, or any area that you're looking at?
So we're discussing right now with Dundas West.
Hmm.
We're discussing right now with a location on Dundas West, near Davenport, and yeah. So we have one specific location. That's the location that we're looking at right now, near
Awesome.
the Remix Lounge, above the Remix Lounge. Yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah, so you can go if you're having a late night, you can work and then go party at the Remax Lounge right after.
Yeah, well, pretty much, right? Like, and that's what I meant with the whole linear versus abstract living earlier, meant with artists. Like artists, creating art is you can't force that to be a 9 to 5, right? Like creativity is like weather. It changes its moods all the time. And sometimes and a lot of us artists we work on our own schedule. Like for me, I work best between 1 and 3 a.m. Right, like so
Hmm.
a space like this would be able to accommodate yeah, just going to a lounge like right after. Like I can be there at 1 a.m., 3 a.m. working on art, knowing that other artists are there working on art with me. Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so great. I think it's definitely a benefit knowing that you're not limited to a certain time that you're supposed to be in the office, so you can actually create your art whenever you want to. So I know there's a lot of people who are going to be very interested in this project.
Yeah.
For more information, you've sent me a presentation about kind of your hopes with it. I was hoping to share it with the live stream now, and maybe you can
Yeah.
go over it, Michael, just so people are get to know more about it. Um, oops.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. There is also, I just published a page
Mhm.
that shows off the space, the incubator space on Dundas West. And you can see it on the CreativeUTO.ca website. And I suppose we'll be able to put it on screen right after this presentation because it just basically is a summary of this presentation.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll make sure to link to that to the broadcast.
Hmm.
Cool. So can you see my screen over here?
Yeah, I can see your screen. I can
Perfect.
see your screen. Yeah.
Awesome. So just going over this first page here.
Mhm.
So this is. Can you tell me more about the smarter collaboration?
Yeah, definitely. And I will elaborate on it a little bit more afterwards when we get to the screen as well.
Okay.
Or do you want to do? Well, okay. A very, very summary. Basically, what it is, like from my work experience, I found that a lot of us we want to have the same goals. We want to do the same things, but we have different ways of going about it, different work schedules. We all use different apps, things like that. We all have different, yeah. So what that is just basically a unified language that puts everybody on the same page in terms of working together, and it
Hmm.
keeps everybody free to work on their own at their own pace within reason, obviously, right? Like so, that's what smarter collaboration is. It's knowing that if me and you are working on a project, if I do my part, that you've done your part, and then we put it together in such a way that it moves things forward. Knowing that the third person or the other person involved in the project will be doing their part as well.
Awesome.
Mhm.
And can you tell me more about the gig economy?
So basically, that is I speak with various people, various sources about Toronto a lot, and we talk about what comes up a lot is the topic of rising costs, right? And also the other conversation that I have with entrepreneurs and the artists is time, right? Like so now, what's happening is with rising costs, like a lot of us. We're starting to it's becoming more strenuous, right? Like so the whole thing to creative unicorns is to solve that problem of solve that problem, right? Like so what's happening is a lot of us are now becoming more reliant on side gigs, and a lot of us have like multiple side gigs, and that's where creative unicorns comes in. It solves this problem. So it helps with job loss due to growing automation, changing cultures. The jobs are being shipped overseas. And so where Creative Unicorn comes in, it's well, or what I should say is because of this, more skilled workers are becoming more available, and more entrepreneur-minded people want to explore their passion, and creative entrepreneurs don't know where to start to monetize their ideas, right? And where creative entrepreneurs don't have many resources that facilitate projects. Uh, we're again, where creative UTO comes in, it uh, creates a system that allows us to collaborate and work on our gigs and develop our gigs, which is our art usually.
Awesome. Yeah, with a lot of the artists that I personally work with, I see a lot of them moving away from the 9 to 5 because even if they can't work on their art full time,
Yeah.
they still want the opportunity to work on their own schedule and to still
Mm-hmm.
be able to pursue their passions and do what they want without being confined to the 9 to 5. So I see a lot of them moving more towards freelance jobs or side gigs. But we are finding more people have multiple sources of incomes now versus just the one. Can you tell me more about the value proposition of this project?
Yeah, the value proposition. So it is basically a profit share incubator space. It's a profit share based creative incubator, and it is designed to develop entrepreneurs and their ideas. And it is done through smarter collaboration. Entrepreneurs, basically, what entrepreneurs can do is they can form clusters, right? Like
Hmm.
so, if you want to, and that's your choice, obviously, but basically, if you have a larger project, for example, and you know that you need to sell it, you know that you need social media done, then within the community, you can get someone in the community and form. You can get someone in the community to do your social media. You can get someone in the community to do your business development, and that would be like a cluster. So, and that's where the smarter collaboration comes in because
Hmm.
it's now built into the community for us to be able, it's encouraged for us to be able to work together.
Awesome.
And The other part is the other huge component of Creative Unicorns of Toronto is the workshops. I find that a lot of community spaces, there is so much knowledge flowing around. However, there isn't something facilitating us to be able to share that knowledge with people within the community in a structured way. So that's where the workshops come in, right? Like so, the more people that are within the community that can do workshops, uh, you know, uh, the better for the community because everybody that comes in at this point starts to learn and they get more skills and they get better at selling their idea pretty much.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Awesome. Um, and then we talked a little bit more about the smarter collaboration about but can you elaborate more on the building creative community as well as the collaborative projects built by volume?
Yeah, definitely. So one thing, so the volume is creative. Let me see, how does this work? Like, so basically, the way it works, right? Like, it is a structure, right? Like
Hmm.
that you go through. So joining the community, you join as a community member, and again, you can create clusters, or you can work on your own projects, and you can work your way up to workshops as well. So if you need to learn about Facebook or advertising on Twitter or Instagram, then there are workshops towards that. So you come in, you create your art, go to a workshop, and now you learn how to better publish that art.
Hmm.
Now, the last part is the volume part. Volume is basically a uh, a blockchain type of currency that I want to build into the community. And the reason why I want to do this is because it would be rewarding us based on activity, right? And I believe that those rewards, the fact that it rewards us based on activity, encourages us to be more active, right? And so if I come in now and I decide to do a workshop and people come to my workshop, then I get more volume for having, for having added value to the community and, added value to the community pretty much, yeah. Right, like so that's volume.
Cool.
You build that up, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like an interesting opportunity to earn money the more that you're involved in the community.
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak more to what, like, other than running a workshop, what that kind of looks like?
So basically, the way it is, you would, well, the way all the projects go, so collaborative. So the way all projects have to go. So even if you have to create a workshop, when you create a workshop, you have to go through 3 phases of development, and it is done within the community. So the first phase of the development is, hey, I have this idea to do workshop on basically say let's say Facebook, right? And then you would at that point develop it. You would present it to the project managers within the community. It would get approved, and then at that point you would do a workshop at Creative Unicorns of Toronto itself, or through the Believe app where people can log in remotely and actually participate within your workshop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that the educational component is gonna be like one of the most important, like if not the most important part of making this community a rich community for a rich creative community.
Yep, definitely. Um, and then we have over segments. What are some segments you had in mind?
So customer segment. So one thing I when I was creating the Creative Unicorns of Toronto, I had to quickly identify who the customer is and where they fit in. Right, like so,
Mm-hmm.
the customer to me, to Creative Unicorns of Toronto, the customer is anybody that signs up for a community membership or in some way, shape, or form. And that's usually the second party. We call that the second party, and then the third party is the customer that the second party communicates with. So if you have clients or if you have people that are coming to buy your art, those are usually like the people. Like basically those are usually the third party. So these usually fits in with like the startups, social enterprises, corporate clients. So like any business to business interaction would be a third party and would be called third party. So they're not community members, but we're working with them to to create a project. And then the fourth one is the end user, or the third, not the fourth one, but the last column is the end users, would be the customer segment. So this the end user, for example, if we have an event and someone comes in to frequent in the event and they are just there for the experience of the event and the art,
Mm-hmm.
those are the end users. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, great. So to summarize, we have our key activities here. So we talked about the smarter collaborations, the community memberships, and the business development workshops that are happening.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more about how people can rent out the space?
Yeah, definitely. So everything will always revolve around the CreativeUTO.ca website, right? So you'll be easily able to go in there and check out and basically buy the type of membership that you want. And then from there on in, you can rent out, you can either rent out the space, you can rent out the space for events or, yeah, basically for events or to do your own shows. And the community membership, usually also always will have that built in anyways. Like, so in the sense
Mhm.
that, yeah, you'll be able to come to the event and actually do you'll be able to come to the show, to the incubator, and do a show or do an event on your own, pretty much through the website.
Gotcha. Cool.
Mhm.
All right. And we have our key resources here. I know you have a lot of different people that you're aligned with. Do you want to name some of the key resources that are sticking out to you?
Yeah, well, this is a bit older, but it still works. And these are some key resources that we have on board. Like in terms of like we have the main key resources, for example, are other incubator space. So we do work with incubator spaces like CSI. So we
Hmm.
have access to them, and the plan is to expand on that. Other resources are basically events that we have done in the past, events that we have done in the past. So let me just, because I'm following along slide here.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So basically, the key resources. Sorry about that. The key resources are basically based on what I have now.
Hmm.
Or what I have. So it's my connections with CSI. Free minds and motions, social media, plus website. So basically, it's basically me as a business developer. The things that I can offer within the community, which is business development, training in business development, training in sales, training in how to how to do training in sales, and things on that level. Is one of those things, and it's also events that we're working on, right? So
Hmm.
these are so also these are events that I'm researching. So the Annex Art Party is an event that we used to do. The Artists and Social Innovation Expo is an event that I've been researching. Right, so it's like how do we do a huge event that features a lot of artists in one space? The developers conference, and with that said, the developers conference is I do have another community group on Meetup that is just basically coding for coding, right? Like, and it has over 500 people, 500 programmers in it. So I wanted to do so. Opening up an incubator space like that would be able to allow a developers conference to happen in there, where coders just come in there for maybe 3 days or so, and they code apps, right? Like, so that's one of the key resources that we have here.
Cool. Awesome. All
Mm-hmm.
right. Cool. Thanks for the presentation. Just gonna flip over my screen over here. Um, there we are. Cool. So
Mm-hmm.
for us that are interested, how can we support the creative incubator space project?
So you can support it by coming to the Creative Unicorns of Toronto website, and on there, I will have a comprehensive outline on what some of the topics we have discussed, and you'll be able to start buying your memberships pretty much right away. And the way it is or the way the support is working is you buying the memberships now allows us to fund for the space to be open, right? Like, so if you were to buy this at $60 membership, it goes into the funding, and but when we open at that point, you'll have access to the space like a normal member, right? Like,
Right.
so we're in theory. So yeah, that's the main thing. It's just like it's you being able to support by buying a membership in some shape of yeah, buying a membership basically.
So if you're a member, you're basically investing into the future of this amazing project.
Yes, definitely. So the one that's one way you'll be able to buy membership, and we'll also have memberships for creators. We'll have membership for collectors as well. It's something that I didn't mention earlier, but someone that just wants to collect art, right? And for example, and that membership will just like that means that you can sign up in such a way that we send art to you. So everybody within the Creative UTO creates art, and we have a way to send art to you. Or you can
Awesome.
come and pick up the art, or you can come and pick up the art at the Creative UTO location itself. Right, like
Great.
so
So as long as
that's
you're an art lover, then there's something for you.
exactly. Right, like so there's different levels of membership, and please support. We're looking to open up an incubator space on Dundas West and Davenport, and we're looking, and this is going to be great for the arts community in the sense that it is adding value in the value because it gives artists a platform to collaborate together, work on their art, and if they don't if they don't know how to do something, they can go to a workshop, learn how to do that better, and they can instantly sell their art right then and there. So it's like you create it, you go to workshops to get better at it, and you instantly sell it on the wall. But if you don't want to do that, it doesn't always have to be artists, right? Like if you want to be a programmer, you're still creating. If you want to do clothing, you're still creating. If you want to do
Hmm.
videos, you're still creating. You're still creating. So it's basically what it comes down to is this is a collaborative space for creative entrepreneurs.
Great. So if you're someone who's listening in and you're really excited about this idea, go and visit CreativeUTO.ca/memberships.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you can get more information about the memberships and how you can sign up. Okay, and then I wanted to ask you about there's always some really cool events and workshops that are happening in the pipeline of Creative UTO. Are
Mm-hmm.
there any workshops that you can tell me more about that are happening soon?
Yeah, definitely. So the workshops that we have, like I know for yourself, even like we wanted to create maybe a Facebook workshop and social media workshop. That's something that I've been developing for a while. It's just been a
Mhm.
matter of having to sit down and seeing and getting that together. But our workshops are business development workshops to design thinking, and they are set up in such a way that everybody within the community can share their idea and develop something together. And the purpose of each workshop is for you to be able to walk away with a business outline of what what you've taken away to add to your business within that workshop. So with that said, the workshops that we do have right now are the art of the sale, right? Like, so the art of the sale is it comes down to how can you sell your business within 30 seconds, right? So if someone asks you about your business, you have about 30 seconds to sell that person. How can you do that? And that's where the art of the sale comes in. You just basically build your business up, and you come up with your own copy of how to sell your business. You come up with rebuttals, you come up with basically rebuttals, how to best articulate it and elaborate on it, things like that. The other workshop, and I really like this one, is more spiritually based. And the reason why I like it is, a lot of the initiative of Creative Unicorns of Toronto is mental health isolation and mental health isolation, and just basically in the arts community, right? And this one is called the Know Thyself workshop. And the whole point of the Know Thyself workshop is for you to find yourself, to find yourself. And I think that what makes a creative unicorn is someone that has found something that they're passionate about. And that's really all that is. And because they're passionate about it, people are willing to invest in it in some shape, way, or form, like whether they're giving money or they're just spending time around it to know about it. So I find that the Know Thyself is a important workshop that artists should participate in.
Yeah, they both sound really helpful and just knowing artists and being an artist myself, selling
Mm-hmm.
yourself is the hardest thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
think Art of the Sale is really, it's great that there's a workshop there to kind of get you aligned with what your purpose is. And then also knowing thyself, it's definitely something that people are invested in the art as much as the artist. So knowing
Mm-hmm.
yourself is a really great tool to have. So we
Yeah,
have
exactly.
yeah. So we have the community part covered. We have the business side covered. But there's a lot of really cool events happening right now. Can you tell me more about some of the events that are happening?
So events that are happening now, I am really excited about this. The Inktober Marathon is happening right now. And the Inktober Marathon is basically the incubator way of creating content for the community to participate in. And it's about and basically what we're looking for is, or what we're looking to do is to publish a photo book that features 31 pages of an artist. It features 31 pages of an artist of Inktober art from artists.
Wow.
Yeah. I can send you the link. Hold on. I can probably send you the link.
Yeah, I'm going on your Instagram right now and I see some posts
Oh
here.
yeah.
So these
Yeah,
first few
definitely.
posts, these are some of the submissions, correct?
Yeah, definitely. There are eight. So there were eight submissions by four artists, and
Hmm.
they are doing an amazing job. And I just recently published them on Instagram for people to vote, and people are voting, and it's an amazing event. And what it comes down to is, the ones that get the most votes will end up being published in the photo book, and that will
Awesome.
be 31 artists. And this event is basically going throughout the whole of October. So we finished the first week, and we have about 3 to 4 weeks to go. Let's put it that way. Let's put it.
Amazing. Okay, great. Well, I'll leave that link in the broadcast later for those who are interested in submitting or even for voting. I
Mhm.
think it's a really cool event. Is there anything else that's coming up?
Yeah, the main thing right now is just the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Like the huge thing that we want to do is I just want to open up a 6,200 square feet incubator space that caters towards artists. And the incubator space will be divided into four sections for artists that will help artists. Like, so a video section, a knowledge base is basically a space where artists can go and chill, and it's just like it's a quiet space. They can study, they can just be in a quiet zone. And Tinkerer's Lab is like, if you're an artist who needs to build the stuff, that will be like your space. So if you do fashion, things like that. So I want to just open up an incubator space that facilitates creative entrepreneurship, and each space goes through three cycles, right? Like, so the one cycle is called the workshops, and then there's an open house, and then there is just like the creative, the work, like where you just do work, within that space, right? Like, and you get your membership, you participate. Like, so a space might turn into a workshop. You participate in that workshop. On the other side, if you want to sell your art, it's already set up. There is a wall for you to set up your art. And also, as soon as it gets on the wall, it's also on the website because everything is instant now. So it's like, that's my thing. That's my dream, my aim. And I find that it is the aim for a lot of artists. When I tell them about it, they're like, "Wow, this is something that like I've been looking for, to do something like this." But it's just a matter of how do you go about it. And that's my dream, is to open up an incubator space, be surrounded by artists, be surrounded by creativity, which is to me like the most beautiful thing. It's that's our way of interpreting what the universe is, right? We do this through art, so that's my
Hmm.
dream, is to open up an incubator space for art, for the art community. Yeah.
Amazing. Great. Well, it sounds like a really exciting initiative, and I'm really excited to help move it forward. So, for those who have tuned in, whether you're live or not, make sure to follow us on Creative UTO to keep posted on all the exciting events that are coming your way. Also be going live every single week. So, if you need a recap of
No,
any exciting events or workshops that are happening your way, feel free to stay tuned. And yeah, thank you so much for joining, Michael. It's been a really great way to learn more about Creative UTO and all of the amazing things that you could do to keep creative and artists profitable.
nice. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for having me. And yeah, welcome on board. This is going to be an exciting journey for all of us.
Thank you. Yes. All right. Bye, everyone.
But